Alright, and we're back. Sorry for that quick cut there, but I had to get up for a minute. So, down into the basement where the real business happens here. Yeah, so first here's just the Ars Magica stuff. Got a neutral essence nexus here. And you go down underneath of these guys and you take this magic essence, you put it on the ground, and then this guy like sucks it up and uses that for power. Never really got that figured out. I mean, you really kind of need to automate that. And in this pack, you only get 2x2 pools of it. Now they increase that later, but yeah, this one's not updated. So here's the old light nexus with some diamond caps. This is in the basement, but it theoretically takes power from the sun, so it only works during the daytime. Unless I think if you put moonstone caps, then it only works in the nighttime or something like that. Got the old mana battery, and this is the crafting altar with lapis lazuli blocks and witchwood for the altar itself. Gotta love the cool, oh, not glimmer of light. Let's get it on violet here. There we go. Magic wall. Ars Magica magic wall. So that's pretty cool looking. And that's how you make all these spells. The Ars Magica spells up. You throw different stuff in here and then it crafts up a spell for you. Alright, some Ars Magica 2 armor on a Bibliocraft armor stand. This is the mage armor, which has really cool icons, but kind of just brown and square for the actual when it's on a player. So anyway, there's that. Down here I've got creeperberry bushes, and then there's some oreberry bushes under these different blocks, although maybe they didn't grow properly. Well, these are grown. I don't know. I haven't logged into this world in a while, so maybe I just added those, or maybe they're not growing under here properly. I don't know. But at any rate, it is being harvested by this MFR harvester, and I just dropped power right here to it, and this guy has a fairly large upgrade. The quartz upgrade, radius increase 8. Oh, and I was going to mention, if you notice, the font is pretty cool here. That's actually a mod called Better Fonts, I think. Or it's part of the resource pack. I had Better Fonts on at one point. I don't remember if it's still on here or not. But yeah, anyway, there's the MFR harvester. Now I did hook up a void fluid pipe because this guy creates sludge as it runs, and I thought if it filled up its little buffer with sludge that it wouldn't run anymore. I found out later that's not really true. But yeah, he's working. So we got some cactus, we got some ore berries, we got some essence berries, and these are the things that if you put them in your hand and right click. Oh, I got 72 levels. Well, it's not going to move far, but if you watch the little green bar there, it should move just a hair. Oh, wow, really just a hair. So I'm going to demo that for myself. Let's do it. Right? Okay, here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, so I've already got 72 levels, and that's really because of something upstairs. So we'll get there in a minute. Here's a factorization setup. This is a way to triple the ores out of the nether. This is the only way to triple the ores out of the nether in this pack. So we needed a lacerator, which will grind up your ardite and your cobalt ores and triple them. Well, actually it doubles them into some slag, and then you put the slag in the slag furnace and you get like 2.5 or 2.7 times. And if you really want to triple it, you got to do a bunch of other stuff, but you can get double, almost triple of it by going through this process. And this is being run by a couple of calorimetric burners. They have apples in them, as you can see. If you turn these guys on, they will eat an apple and generate heat, which heats up the water boiler, and you can see it's got water below it. It sucks up the water from below, gets heat from these burners, warms up the boiler. That makes the steam turbine turn. The steam turbine is hooked up to the lead battery. The battery then provides power to the lacerator. So there's the smallest amount of stuff that I needed to do to make this actually work and charge up the battery and get my nether ores kind of triple-fied. Alright, and then the switches obviously keep these guys from continuing to run. So there we go. 47 apples, and it's not going to eat the next one. Yeah, this is, whoops, hello. This is where I spent, I don't even know how much time. So let's start out here. This is the tree farm. Again, this is a forestry tree farm, and this is the bottom half of it, of course. And you can see that it just harvested some trees. Here comes some wood, some apples, some saplings. I've got them stopped. Well, I had problems with the TE thermal expansion item ducts, and it actually corrupted the world a couple times, and I had to go back to backups and stuff. Yeah, so anyway, I put these on as buildcraft pipes, put them into a chest, and then I've got an item duct pulling out of there. Now, what I noticed is if I F9 it, turns out that's right on a chunk boundary. So I'm wondering if the problem was this chunk was loaded but the next one wasn't. So if you had the thermal expansion item duct all the way up here, this half of it thought there was a place for things to go, but the other half didn't, or I don't know. I'm not really sure what happened, but yeah, this was the very first releases of Thermal Expansion 3, and things were definitely still a bit in flux when I did this. Anyway, so this is power for it. This brings the saplings, well, all of it, right? Apples, saplings, and wood in. And they all come over here to, oops, an ME interface that talks to the AE system. So that keeps one stack of, is it this one? Yeah, one stack of each of these. So as they come in, if there's too many, they go into the system. And if we ever get to the point where there's not enough, then they come back out of the AE system, come into here. And then they get piped out the side and the bottom. I think I've got two different ones. For some reason, I forget why. Oops, I don't want that. I want an open hand. Yeah, okay, so this one can do the saplings and the apples. Oh, and this one's an input for mulch, right? Because we're generating too much mulch. That's what it is. So saplings and apples come down here. And this is a lux capacitor or a light from the power suits, which is really cool and basically free because power suits are totally overpowered. Anyway, so this comes down here and we feed this into this half, and let me get out of here. I don't know, I may have to go back this way to do that. I forget. Okay, so that came all the way over here, and this is the mess of trying to make this all work. So basically we've got a fermenter which takes in saplings and it creates mulch and biomass. It creates more mulch than we need, or is it the other way around? Well, it definitely ferments these into that. No, it doesn't create the mulch. The squeezer creates the mulch. Alright, so this takes in apples, squeezes them into fruit juice, and as a byproduct it also creates mulch. So then we take here and output the mulch from this guy up into the fermenter, and if the fermenter is full, then it outputs into this chest, and then there's an output on the back that pulls the extra mulch out of there. Okay, so what's the point of all that? Well, the point of all that is to make biomass. So in Wayla there on the left, you can see this fluiduct is full of biomass. So this guy takes in fruit juice. It can work with water, but I'm using fruit juice for a little boost. And it takes in saplings and mulch, and it outputs biomass. But you can't burn biomass in the compression dynamos, I think it was. So now this converts, goes through a still, and the still takes in biomass and outputs ethanol, but it takes a certain amount of power to do that. And then we output the ethanol, that goes into the compression dynamos, and then that goes up into my resonant energy cell. Cool. Now before all that was set up, I had set up, and this is still here, just basic steam dynamos that take in charcoal and make power. So I had all sorts of trouble trying to balance this. Okay, that's the guy's at 57. That one's basically not running, and this one's at full capacity. So if this one's running full tilt, why is this one not running at all? Right? And similar stuff over there. So I had all sorts of, yeah. So all four of those are they disabled? No, they're on. They're just running at 4 per tick. I had all sorts of trouble trying to balance this, and I'd end up with too much charcoal and not enough ethanol, or too much ethanol and not enough charcoal, or whatever. So yeah, I guess that's the one other place I missed. This is the original part. Came in here. That used to be a simple chest. You output oak wood from there into a furnace. You make charcoal. Charcoal goes down, feeds your steam dynamos, and then up into all the machines. Also, in the back here, what do we got here? Oh yes, igneous extruder. So this guy makes obsidian. And in this pack we've got ender tanks, which are fed by the nether. And I kind of left it on and forgot and made an entire gold chest of obsidian, which I'll never ever use. I guess I could make something huge out of obsidian. Alright, so last stop in the house. Let's go all the way upstairs, avoid the elevator for some reason, and check out the Thaumcraft and magical area. Where's a good place to see this? I don't know. Here? There we go. Alright, so pretty similar early Thaumcraft setup. This one did not have Thaumic Tinkerer at the time, or if it did, I didn't know much about Thaumic Tinkerer. Come on. Oh, it does have Thaumic Tinkerer. Okay, well, I just hadn't played with it yet. So in the newer ones, I've got 3 pedestals on each side instead of 2, and the whole room's a bit bigger. But here we've got the little bit more traditional Thaumcraft setup with my Bibliocraft armor stand again, my goggles revealing, my mage or Thaumcraft robes, little hopper on the alchemical furnace so I can throw multiple things in there, and a block on top so that things don't accidentally fall in there. Just a few warded jars. I guess I always figured I'd make more, but I never got to the point where I really needed more. And the candles are nice for stability, but in the end I found out that you need, I think it's 90 total items to stabilize it. And this thing was never very stable, and I really didn't understand why. Another thing I screwed up here that I didn't know at the time is this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, or 3 blocks actually on this side. Is it the same? 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. So those are good. Those are evenly distributed. There's niter under here, and there is no niter opposing it over here, so that's bad. And this niter is probably in range, at least some of it. So this is probably screwing it up some too. So, yeah, live and learn. And yeah, obviously we have Thaumic Tinkerer because here is the, excuse me. Hey, why things not go? You know, usually when you want this up, you can't get it. I don't know what's going on here. It's like something's a little bit stuck. There it goes. At any rate, so here's the Thaumic Tinkerer Osmotic Enchanter. I've got a gold wand in there. I've got a silverwood wand in my inventory. Ooh, little open blocks trophies, yay. And then over here we've got the nodes and the wand recharger. Did a little bit of micro blocking here with the marble pillar and panels, and I guess I never actually completed that and fixed the end ones. Little manual netherwort farm, well, not little, medium size. But yeah, I had more netherwort from that than I ever could use. Here's a stack and a half here, and I think there's more down there. A little bit of brewing here. We were trying to brew for mana potions, and it turned out that the brewing didn't work for the mod author quite right, so he had to turn around and make it work a different way. So that never worked out. Alright, I think that may be about it for the base proper. Oh, let's shoot into the nether for just a second. Show what we got there, and then I got one more thing. Don't shoot me. Then I got one more thing in the overworld. Oh, you did follow me in, bugger. That's alright. Oh, there's a bag from Darkcraft. I think it heals your Darkcraft mana or something. I don't remember. So if we look at the mini-map, or let me get the big map out, you can see the portal's right here, obviously, and you can see on the map that the lava is this kind of big circle, and then the square around it. That's because we're pumping out all the lava in the nether, and most of that I think was due to... which way was it? Yeah, it's this way. Most of that I think was due to my creating an entire gold chest worth of obsidian. So yeah, you can see where it's kind of draining out all around and making pretty patterns and stuff for us. But yeah, here's the pump, all completely enclosed. So basically here's the Buildcraft pump, and it's using up 100 Minecraft jewels. Huh. Oh, that's the internal buffer, I guess, is what that is. Yeah, so it's using up these 4 redstone energy cells. Those are the Buildcraft ones. They don't take any power. You just give them a redstone signal from, say, this lever, and they run. The pump sucks up all the lava from below, sends it in the ender tank, and then we have ender tanks other places that accept it. And then, of course, the old chunk loader here, so that this will run when I'm in the overworld. There we go. Should we look over here? Let's look over here real quickly. Now this, you know, after Magic Farm, I'm used to all the deadly infernal mobs and stuff. This doesn't have any of that. This is just regular old nether, some pigmen, you know, nothing too exciting. It does have, of course, biomes of plenty and Thaumcraft, so there are fire bats and there are imps and, you know, some interesting biomes and all that, but I didn't build much here other than this little thing and the deal. Oh, I remember the other thing I wanted to show while I was here. Yeah, where's a good place to do this? Not there. Here we go. Come down here right next to the, what do we got? Oh, we've got some hecates from Ars Magica. What? Oh, I'm stuck in the ash cloud. Yeah, these guys are hecates from Ars Magica, and in a later version they started killing... Oh, that's loud. Killing Thaumcraft golems. Whoa. Did not see that. Creeper. But with this armor on, I have 10 full sets of hearts, and pretty much invincible. Pretty much. I'm sure I could die if I really tried. Oh, yep, there's another Ars Magica guy. Come here. Show yourself. Fire elemental. Bye-bye. Yep. And there's some Darkcraft ore right there. What's that called? Well, nether ore, but yeah, that's the... If you break it, you get the Darkcraft shards. Force shards. Force gems. I guess they are. Alright, so here's what I wanted to show. One of the last things I did is Boy, I hope I remember this. Don't kill myself. Oh, whatever. I upgraded my power armor, and I think I can tinker it from here. Yeah, if I right click with that deal. I added the cooling system and a couple of heat sinks. And yeah, so you can see the thickness on that, and you can change the cooling system around. And basically what this means is the armor will help help cool itself down if it gets hot. For instance, if you accidentally jump into lava. So watch my health, and the on the right side of the screen, kind of in front of the sword where it says 328k and it's got the little blue bar, that's your energy, and the one next to it is your heat. So if I jump into here, I'm not taking any damage, and you can see my heat is increasing. So the cooling system is doing its thing, and it's keeping the armor cool and helping me not die. Now what happens though is if that overheats, then the bar turns red. That means your armor's too hot and you end up cooking in it. So it helps protect you up until the point where it overheats, and then it just basically kills you because it's too hot. You let it get overheated. Alright, one last stop, and it's a ways away, but with modular power suits, a ways away is not a big deal. So I can basically just go all the way up, and then if I hold down shift, the old glider wings come out, and I just glide right along, nice and easily. Except that I think something's a little screwed up from coming out of the nether. Let me come down here and sprint for a second. There we go. That should be faster. Village. Oh yeah, so I regenerated the landscape here at one point. Because lots of things had changed, and the original landscape, we had biomes of plenty on, and I modified it to turn on all the biomes. And I'm telling you, when we spawned, we had bog, we had fen, we had swamp, we had moor, we had dead forest, and I don't know, just every terrible biome you can completely conceive of, and it really was driving us nuts. So one thing was all the bad biomes. Another thing was we had explored like 2,000 blocks in all directions, and the save file was getting pretty large. So yeah, so here's part of that chocolate quest, or better. Where was it? It must be down here. Yeah, I don't remember that entrance, but we can get in from over here. Better dungeons thing. This is pretty cool. So that volcano there, this one here, and some of the other ones around here are actually dungeons that have been generated by, I think it used to be called Better Dungeon, and now it's called now it's called Chocolate Quest, I think, something like that. So basically this, obviously I've been through here because you can see all the little lights, and there's some chests, you get some stuff. Oh yeah, right, it was these little dwarves live around here, and they have like food everywhere. Let me go down to an area that's not well lit. Here we go. Little monster spawner. Yep, see, there you go. Better Dungeons Dwarf. Better Dungeons Dwarf. So these little guys will come up, and I think they hit pretty hard. Well, I have full armor now, so they don't hit hard at all. He's a berserker. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones. There's berserkers and I forget. And they've got some pretty good kind of cool AI that they'll kind of run away a little bit. These are just regular dwarfs. Oh yeah, defender, see, with the shield, he puts his little shield up so you can't kill him. Oh yeah, and then they drink and heal up. And apparently they don't mind lava. Anyway, so yeah, this has got ores all over the place, and lots of these chests, but most of them are just like food and stuff. Like they're just hanging out, having a good time, you know. They're just back there chatting away, talking about stuff. What do we got here? Somebody was just talking about loving something. There we go. Oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, he's thinking about zombies, and oh, he's thinking about me. Nice, and he loves me. See that? Oh, well, he changed his mind now. Guy, you just said you were like lovey and thinking of whatever. So yeah, these are not a challenge with this sword and all the enchants and everything. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. This no, actually, let me go all the way to the bottom. We went through the wrong direction actually. You come all the way to the bottom here, and I'm looking on the mini map. Maybe over here. Here we go. Once you get to the bottom, then you can go through here, and there's like libraries and all sorts of different rooms. Some of them were preloaded with traps. Some of them is like, here's a little sleeping quarters. There was a bunch of forgot what I was going to say. A bunch of different stuff. Different rooms and chests and spawners and all sorts of good stuff here. So, and I'm not going to go all the way down that way because I have no idea how long it is. I'm sure it's fairly far. So we actually found our way into the side of this, and then went this way and kind of climbed our way back out the top. But I tell you what, after going through this with all the stone brick and all the wood and bookshelves and everything for probably a good hour, coming to this and seeing brick and netherrack and lava in the overworld was a little bit scary. You know, we got to here and went, whoa, what is going on? But yeah, it was a pretty cool thing. So back out the top. Yeah, and I spent a bunch of time digging around in these, because there's also, I mean, diamonds and gold and emeralds and lapis, everything you could think of spawned up here. Now here's another piece of it, or a different dungeon that we went kind of part way into, but same kind of thing with the little dwarves and kind of a neat little room here and some carpet, red carpet. I don't know, just pretty cool. Oh, I guess we didn't go too far. Spider spawner. Throw a little light on there. It's kind of pointless to go through this at this point because with this armor, everything is so easy. There's another Hecate here. Hey, guy. Soul Sand. I don't remember that. Don't remember a Soul Sand room. Oh, wow. Is this like some kind of special Soul Sand? Because, man, I can barely move on it. Do a little bit of that. Alright. Enough of you guys. Alright. I gotta get out of here, don't I? Can't resist. Gotta look in the next little area. Alright, yeah, so here's an example of some cool stuff you can find. Here's a quiver. I never found one of those. Iron stuff enchanted, some daggers, all sorts of random stuff. Anyway, so not roguelike dungeons, but something similar, so kind of cool. And basically, I guess I went there, down, around, and back to here. Yay! Alright, last thing I guess I was going to show. Yeah, I should have done this before I flew over here, but only take a moment to get back. So you see that biome screwiness? That's Biomes of Plenty's fault. And that's a lot of what I was dealing with, right? There's a hard line between that stuff and this stuff. Oh, what's here right here? Witch's hut, I guess? Yep. Little Minecraft vanilla witch's hut. Cool. Anyway, so what I was going to show is that was another reason I actually deleted the landscape and then created a new world and just saved our little area. So first, well, one thing was we explored a long ways and I wanted to trim down the file size. Another thing is I wanted to add better dungeons in, and it would only add to places that hadn't been explored, of course, because the chunks were already generated. And the other thing is there were a lot of really crazy biome cuts where just, you know, one side was completely flat and the other side was a mountain, stuff like that. So, alright, so you can see a hard cut here. This is from New Biomes of Plenty to this area was the original area. And it was a pretty cool area, but there were a lot of other places that were kind of not so cool. So this used to be all Badlands, this clay type biome. Badlands? Yes, Badlands. But I only kept the chunks around the house. Let's see, actually I don't have to fly up, we can just look here. Yeah, I only kept the house and a few of the chunks that are near the house. We kept some of the magic forest. That was another reason we settled in here. And then I spent actually quite a lot of time messing around with MC Edit, trying to merge the Badlands in with the new generation. And this is a result of, I don't know, more than a couple hours of going through an MC Edit and trying to merge the Badlands, which was actually way taller than this, with the, what is this, just plains? Shrubland, which was actually kind of down at that level. So trying to get those merged together and look decent. In the end, I'd never do it again. It didn't work out very well, and it worked out okay, but obviously it's just a straight cut, and it took a lot more time and effort than I expected. And MC Edit kept giving me errors, like I could run this filter that's sort of supposed to merge them together sometimes, but not other times. Oh yeah, forgot about this. This is where I summoned the Earth Guardian for Ars Magica. Got a little iron inlay, some Vintian torches. And he's pretty tough. He's much harder than the water one. Let's see. I had a little great wood tree there. Here you can see that hard cut again. So I didn't even mess around underwater, right? That's the old versus new. At any rate, so yeah, the MC Edit thing was interesting to play with, and having some new terrain generation was cool. But I think if I were to do it again, I'd probably do more like create Mistcraft ages to go explore, or maybe put this stuff in a Mistcraft age and regenerate the overworld. I don't know. I'd have to think about it some. At any rate, with the sun going down and bidding us a fond farewell, I think that's the whole tour, besides original hidey hole and spawn, which the terrain's all been regenerated there anyway, so probably nothing there to see at this point. So alright, cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if not, this was just a little video for myself, so later when I'm like thinking about that old map, I can come back here and check it out and say, oh, I remember when we made that Buddhist temple village kind of thing with the serenity pool in the middle and all the things. Yeah. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you did like it, let me know. I have no idea if anybody other than myself is going to care about this video. But if you like it, cool, let me know. And if not, no big deal. It was just kind of a one-off, something to do for myself. So hope you did like it, and I hope you catch me for the Blood and Bones series and or Magic Farm 2 series and whatever else is coming up. And we'll see you there. Thanks for watching.